I'm Cash, and welcome back to Cash Talks Football, where we break down all the goals scored in the Premier League. And today we're doing Arsenal against Manchester City. Well, that's for the title, not for this game. It's Southampton for this game. Don't forget to catch us on our watch-alongs on the weekends. We always do one on a Sunday and try to do a Champions League during the midweek. Now, when I was watching this game, it was kind of interesting, and I didn't really catch it, and I had to wait until the replay. Because the first thing I saw when this player goes down here for Arsenal, I thought, oh, Arsenal haven't turned into one of those teams, have they? And what I mean by one of those teams is they think that they deserve every challenge from the referee, or like Man City do. Every time someone goes down, oh, a referee, and then they want every challenge to go their way. When it's not a foul, they still want it. They're weak on the ball because they get away with it. They can be weak, and anyone touches them, they fall over and they get the free kick. So this is what I'm showing you right here on this example. As this ball, basically it's just been turned over by Southampton, Arsenal picked it up, can run at the back four, and then all of a sudden he falls over without even being touched. And that was my concern. I'm like, oh no, Arsenal, you don't turn into one of those. And it's not. It's Raheem Sterling, who's not really an Arsenal player. He's just a cowboy who goes from team to team looking for paychecks and wins, which is, yeah, fine. You're a Premier League player. You're allowed to do that. But that mindset, I was worried it was going to drift through the team, and it's not, because he's not really a part of the team. He's a newcomer. So, yeah. And all of a sudden, Southampton go down the other end and score because of this. This is why you don't be weak. This is why you don't look for free kicks. Because if you don't get them and they score, it's your fault. Don't give up on the ball. Don't stop being weak on every little challenge. Every time you got the ball is a fight for your life. Not just, oh, I'm going to give it away. The ref's going to bail me out. No, he's not going to bail you out. Now your team's 1-0 down. And if I was your manager, I'd immediately sub you and pull you off the field to set an example. And I'd shout to the team, anybody else want to fall over and not give the ball away? Anybody else going to do that? Yeah, didn't think so. Get up and get on with the game. And then we get a simple ball over the top into space. And Arsenal's been pretty solid all season, well, for the last year or so defensively. This is just one of those balls. They've just been caught. Everyone's just out of position just a little bit. Still here, there's a lot of work to do by the Southampton striker. But you can see that he's just not close enough. He's nowhere near close enough to challenge, pressure the ball. He can get at least 2 yards closer, just so he, about there, he can't be beat easily, but he can put in a tackle if this player moves forward. That space is too far away. It's very rare I get to criticise Arsenal defensively, but he's too far away from the ball here, and he needs to get tighter. So he can try to get a challenge or block or anything in. He doesn't, and all of a sudden, 1, 2, 3, takes a little shimmy and smashes it into the net box. Yeah, it's a quality finish, to be fair. But I think the defender could have got a little bit tighter. But it all comes down to a player in the middle being weak on the ball. And it's one of those things that people say in football all the time. Oh, he should have been told there's a man on. Have you ever played a game of football when someone hasn't tried to tackle you? There's always a man on. It's one of those things that people repeat and say because the other player, the player on the ball, has switched off for a couple of seconds and then let somebody tackle them, or let someone, because they're not sharp and aware of the game. Every single game of football, there's a player trying to tackle you. Every single game of football, there's a man on. You shouldn't need to be told these things, especially when you're playing for Arsenal in the Premier League. You know there's a man on. You know you're on a football field. You know what you're supposed to be doing. It's one of these little things that people think is okay to say, but in reality, it's when you actually stop, take a bit of time and think about it. Well, of course there's a man on. Of course they're trying to tackle you. Yeah, why have you switched off for that couple of seconds thinking that there isn't a man coming on? There isn't someone coming to try and tackle you. It is nonsensical, but people say that nonsensical things in football all the time. But let's get on to the next goal. So this is a poor decision here from the Southampton player. Not sure who he is. Don't really care, because I don't really care about the names on the shirt or on the front. I just break down the tactical analysis of what they're doing. Ball's played back. He's playing the ball across. Clearly this guy can see it and step it out. Now, if you've ever played little rondos or keep away with a man in the middle, you know this player, this situation is reading the pass. So you don't want to be going over here. And it's a flat pass. What I mean, flat or square, those are the dangerous passes. Those ones there, one's on a little bit of an angle, and the reason why is because you can recover. If it's on a bit of an angle, it's going away from you, so if he receives it, you've got a bit of time to come back and deal with it. But when it's flat, it's almost behind you, so if someone intercepts it, they're running in behind you straight away. Let me show you what I mean. So let's move this forward. Right, as he plays it, can you see he's almost level with him? Now if he pokes it and goes, he's right next to you. He's gone past you, behind you, and you can't step forward and tackle. If this passes forward into the space there, and he cuts it out, he's going this way, away from you. So you can pressure and tackle. This way, he can't, and he goes straight in behind you easily. And that's what ends up happening right here. Little catch, and off he goes. So you see, straight behind, no one can recover, no one covering from behind, because they don't think he's going to play that silly pass, or have it cut out, and off Arsenal go. And it's quick. One quick pass. This is how you score goals. Quick pass, and then you let your striker go on. Now, it is Kai Havertz. He's not exactly the best, but he's not exactly the worst. He's slowly getting better in this role. Cuts it inside and makes himself a little finish. But you can see the body shape here of the defender. He's actually caught out. He's facing this way, where Havertz is facing this way. So you know where he's going. He's going straight at where your back is, behind you. You've opened it up and shown him where you're going to go, behind you. So it's too easy for him. And the classic body shape mistake when you see this is this guy ends up having to do a pirouette. Watch. He ends up doing a little 360 spin. But by the time he does that, the ball's already in the back of the net. Watch. Watch this defender. He has to do a little spin. Do you see that? He has to completely change his body shape now to try to put in a challenge. Absolutely shocking. And then all of a sudden, before he knows it, he can't do anything. There's the ball. It's in the back of the net box. Quality finish. Good strike. But really poor defending. Poor giveaway. Poor pretty much a lot from Southampton there. It was just a little bit too easy for Arsenal. This comes down to Arsenal having numbers up. Saka makes a little inside run. He's delivering a ball to the back post here into this area, and we get a tap in. But look at how many Arsenal players are in the box. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 players. And Southampton just aren't picking up their numbers. They're just not doing it. They've got 2 people pressuring the ball here doing the same job. Someone's in no man's land. He's actually okay, to be honest. I'm not going to give him a hard time because this is the side of the field the ball is on, so he has to be doing something. But this little wee chap can be doing more because there is someone completely free on the back post and behind him. I know he's kind of got to get in and shut down the space here because he wants to keep a tight shape, but you've got too many people overloading on the back stick. Now, these guys haven't really sorted themselves out because no one's marking him, and he's ghosting in behind. And he's just completely and utterly unmarked. This is shocking overload on the back post, and someone has to deal with it. And this is about the only guy that can. These guys, again, defending here. We've got someone completely and utterly not doing anything. You need to be able to trust your centre-backs to 1v1 mark so you can free up an extra player. If you're having 2 against 1 here, 2 against 1 here, Arsenal have the numbers up. Yeah, it's just not... Oh, by the way, there's 2 against 1 here. It's just not great. So if you've always got 2 players marking one of theirs, they're going to end up having an overload. And that's what they end up having on this back stick. Ball comes over, nice and simple, and it's a tap-in, unmarked on the back post. And look, they're all... Well, this guy's looking for the line. Oh, did he get behind me? Yeah, he was there all along, mate. You need to pay more attention to what you're doing. Let's get on to the next goal. This is a shocking goal to give away. You're pushing, it's 2-1 at this point. You've actually, Southampton did okay. I mean, they held themselves accountable a little bit. They hit the post, had a couple of other little opportunities. They weren't just a dud in this game. But they're pushing a little bit forward, and they're not great defensively at the back, so you just don't take risks. You're away from home. You're against one of the teams that are going for the title. There's certain things you just don't do because they're a little bit better than you. Well, in this case, probably a lot better. But let's just say they're a little bit better than you. So there's certain risks that you don't take at the back, and here is one. Breaks through 1v... Well, he is 1v1 because these two have got nowhere near in a position to challenge for the ball. So as it goes on, Southampton player does really well. They win the ball back. Now, this is the mistake. This guy right here he basically has a decision to make. What does he do next? Does he pass the ball out of bounds? Does he knock it to his keeper to clear? Whatever he does, he needs to make sure he makes the ball safe because he's only really got 1 touch. Because he knows, well, whoever's just passed that ball or lost that ball from Arsenal is going to come and pressure him. He knows that. So he has to make sure that his next touch is quality and definitive. Maybe he's just putting it as hard as he can that way. Just hoping, just getting rid of it. Just getting it away from the goal. He doesn't. Takes a little bit of a touch. Look at that. Passes it to absolutely nobody. Doesn't pass it to the keeper. Doesn't put it... Look, he could have just knocked it into this area. Even further away and try to clear it. Doesn't. Next thing we know, Saka steps in and just 1 touch finishes it into the corner. Quality finish, but it's really set up from poor defending and a poor little layoff from the I was going to say Arsenal centre-back, Southampton centre-back. Other than that, if you like what you see, give us one of those little subscription-y things. I know you know how the internet works, and catch us for our live streams on the weekend. Other than that, I'll see you next time on Cash Talks Football.